friends, I'm Edyta Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts. Welcome to Quilting Window. I am so happy you are here, and today it's our first day of our quilt-along Carol. I am so excited. This quilt is just beautiful. It's made with our collection called Lighthouse, and to make a little bit easier, I broke the quilt to 4 block sections, and for next 4 weeks I'm going to try to help you to achieve this beautiful quilt by showing you additional tips and steps that you can take as you make this quilt. Look at this. The quilt is set into medallion setting. It starts right here in the center. Our first blocks are just those simple little patches. Then we're gonna move into a section 2 of our blocks. Then flowers, it's week 3, and it was week 4, the section 4, that it's blocks for the border. I'm super excited to start. Let's get going. To make this quilt, you need a pattern called Carol, and I have the pattern right in front of me. It's a beautiful pattern that you can get on our website, and if you would like to, you can get a kit called Carol, and those kits are available at laundrybasketquilts.com on our website, and I love for you to go visit our website. We have so many beautiful goodies. Like I said, the collection that I use for this quilt calls Lighthouse, and the fabrics are also available on our website. So let's start with our first group of blocks. We're gonna make a block 1, block block 4 and block 5. 1, 4 and 5. I'm super excited. Let's put those blocks to the side and let's do one block at a time. Let's start with our block 1. To make a block 1, we're gonna have to cut our fabrics, and we're gonna following directions in the pattern. Right, the first step in a pattern, you have all your cutting directions right here. So as soon as you cut the fabric, the first thing you're gonna do is take 2 triangles, one light and one red, and you're gonna place them right sides together, and you're gonna stitch them to create a half square triangle unit. With this quilt, the one tip that I want to give it to you is, as you start making your blocks, check what works the best for you. You can follow the arrows for pressing, or you can also open all the seams wide open. I did both. Some seams I opened them, and some I pressed it following the arrows. So in this case, as soon as I finish those small half square triangle units, just like this, I'm gonna go ahead, open it up on the front, but guess what? I also went and opened that seam in the back. Because of such a nice, beautiful, small pieces, I want everything to lay as flat as I can, and I don't want an extra bulk. Your unit is gonna look just like this after you go ahead and press. I'm gonna be using a small iron like this because a lot of the pieces are smaller, and it's easier to work with that iron. So right there, let's press it. Wonderful. Oh, this is gonna be just beautiful. I have to turn that on. Perfect. And as soon as you do it, remember you're gonna have to do enough for 4 blocks, because we have 4 of those blocks in each side of the center of our quilt. So right there, I have one already beautifully pressed. All that I'm gonna do is now take my rotary, my ruler, put it right over my unit. I'm gonna make sure that my 45-degree line is right here, and I'm gonna trim my half square triangle unit to 1.5 by 1.5. Please remember, when you're stitching your blocks, use a nice thread. I'm using Orifil 2312, and I'm gonna be using nice needle, Macrotex needles. These needles are for later on for our applique. This is non-stick needle. But for piecing, I like to use Macrotex needle, and I like to use 70 or 80 needle. It works really nice. Once you trim one side, you're gonna wanna go ahead and trim the other side to create this beautiful units like this. And for one block, you need 2 of them. 2 nice half square triangle units. All right, as soon as you finish all your half square triangle unit, it is gonna be time to lay out your block. And you're gonna start by laying out your squares in red, in light, then laying out your half square triangle units, just like this on opposite side, and the middle row have a 2 light squares and a beautiful red square in the center. Once you lay out your block, the next step you have to take is sew all your pieces to rows or columns. It's up to you. I like to sew my rows, also my columns, just in a sets of 3, this way, and just sew it. Now the seams in between my column, let me show you this. I'm gonna push those seams in opposite direction. All right, so remember my first seam I open up in my half square triangle unit, but this time I'm choosing to push in opposite direction because when I put those units together, I want to lock my seams. Look how nice they're gonna lock. Isn't it great? I'm gonna place a pin right here, and then another one next to those 2 seams, beautifully matching and locking together, and pin it and then stitch. As soon as you finish stitching, you're gonna go ahead, add this unit to it, and all that you have to do is do final pressing. And notice I this time open my seams, so look at this. I'm using the pressing to help me achieve the best results for me. So when you're doing your block, make sure you do what works the best for you. The first, I opened my seams for half triangle because I didn't want a lot of bulk here. Then I push my seam one direction because I need them to help me lock. So when the transition of color happened, I had a really nice points. But now to keep the block nice and flat, I open the seams to do that. Now I'm gonna repeat and make 4 of those blocks to have enough for the center of the quilt. I'm so excited for you guys. I hope you're gonna be enjoying this wonderful project. Now our second block, block 4, is so simple, and I moved around the pattern because I want to group some units, so that way when I'm working with this area, I made that together. So pay attention to that. There is a block 2 and 3 between 1 and 4, of course. So we will get into them next week, if that's okay. For now, I want to start you nice and slowly, and I want to start you right in the center and in those points right here. So right there, I'm gonna go ahead, start laying my next pieces. I follow the pattern for cutting directions. Every page for every block has cutting direction. Just for that block, I select that beautiful pink and a light for the outside right here. And I'm gonna make a square in a square block. How do you do that? You're gonna take a square, you're gonna position half square triangle right there on a side. Those triangles are cut from half square triangles. You're gonna stitch, you're gonna open, and you're gonna do the same thing on this side. Let me see if I have one to show you. Oh yes, I do. Once I do that, I'm gonna sew 2 more triangles on a top and a bottom. And look at this, before I open them up, I'm gonna trim those bunny ears. The seam allowance for my first 2 half square triangle, I push towards the center square. Now the second seam allowance for those remaining half square triangle, I pushed towards the outside. Can you open that seam allowance? Absolutely. Let's try how it feels. Oh, it is a little bit bulky right here in the corner, so I'm going to leave it alone. This is how I want you to think. When you're stitching, when you're making your blocks, I want you to feel your fabric, feel your pieces, and make the decisions that make your project the most beautiful for you. So right there, 2 seam allowance towards the center, 2 towards outside. The next step, beautifully press. Our iron is nice and warm now, and guess what? We are almost done with our first group of blocks. As soon as you finish your square and a square, you're gonna go ahead, take a ruler, place it right over, and you're gonna trim it really nice to 2.5 by 2.5. And I wanted to remind you, be kind to yourself. Your first few pieces, maybe not perfect, but guess what? They're gonna be handmade, and you're gonna have many opportunity to square things out and do it really nice. So there it is, my square in a square unit. How lovely. So I just finished those, and I'm gonna be making, let's count, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 of them, 9 little squares, square in a square. What a little cuties. Now as soon as you finish the square in a square, the next block is super simple. This one is block 5, and all that you have to do is just cut them. You're gonna cut squares for this area right here in blue and in light, and I have them already cut, and I have my light one cut. So now if you would like to, we can go a little bit further ahead and piece this unit right here with 2 blue, 1 light, and 2 squares in a squares. We're gonna create this unit right here for your beautiful quilt. We're gonna save one of the square in a squares for the center. No time for that yet, but if you would like to, you can make this part of the quilt just to get a little bit a head start on next few weeks of the project. So this is it for today. I'm hoping that you enjoyed it. It's not much. Remember, we're gonna make 4 block 1, then we're gonna move on to block 4, and block 4 we're gonna make 9 of them. Remember, 9 square in a square, and if you would like to, you can sew it with block 5, what it's blue squares, light squares, into this beautiful row right here. Now, if you have any questions about this project, you can email us at support@laundrybasketquilts.com, and we love to hear from you. If you love this video, give us thumbs up, share with your friend, and I can't wait to quilt with you next week. Happy quilting!